Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're into coins, rare finds, and the idea of turning loose change into serious cash, then you're in the right place. Today, we're taking a close look at the 1981 Lincoln penny. There's a lot of buzz online about one of these coins supposedly being worth a mind-blowing $1.5 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what's the truth behind it? Is it real? Is it hype? And could you have a small fortune hiding in your coin jar right now? Let's break down the history, the facts, and what you should be looking for in your own 1981 pennies. Segment 1 at the background of the 1981 Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor D. Brenner, and the reverse still showed the Lincoln Memorial at this time, a design that had been used since 1959. In 1981, the United States Mint struck billions of pennies. They were made in 3 different mints: Philadelphia, which didn't use a mint mark; Denver, which used a D mint mark; and San Francisco, which struck proof coins with an S mint mark. In total, more than 13 billion 1981 pennies were produced. So, by sheer numbers, this coin is far from rare. But as always, rarity in the coin world isn't just about how many were made. It's about how many survive with specific features, in exceptional condition, or with unusual errors. Segment 2 at the $1.5 million rumor. Let's talk about the rumor. There are headlines out there claiming a 1981 Lincoln penny sold for $1.5 million. You might have seen videos, TikToks, or articles saying you could have one in your pocket right now. So what's the real deal? As of today, there is no official auction record confirming that a 1981 penny has sold for $1.5 million. The truth is, this claim probably comes from a combination of exaggeration, internet hype, and confusion with other ultra-rare coins. That said, there are a few extremely rare 1981 pennies with unique features that have sold for thousands, and in the coin world, that's still a huge deal. The idea of a penny being worth 7 figures isn't entirely fiction. Coins like the 1943 bronze cent or the 1793 chain cent have sold for hundreds of thousands or more. But when it comes to 1981, you've got to dig a little deeper to understand where the real value is hiding. Segment 3A. What makes the 1981 penny valuable? There are a few key things that can make a 1981 penny stand out to collectors. The most important are rare mint errors, proof varieties, and ultra-high grades. Let's talk about errors first. Some 1981 pennies have been found with striking errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks. A double die error, where the coin is struck twice with a slightly shifted design, can cause visible doubling in the lettering or date. These types of coins are highly collectible and can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on the severity and condition. Another factor is the material. In 1981, all Lincoln pennies were still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was the final full year before the transition to the copper-plated zinc composition that started in 1982. So, 1981 pennies are technically the last of the solid copper era. That might not make them rare, but it does make them important, especially to collectors who want a full copper set. Now, let's talk about proof coins. The 1981 Lincoln penny was made specifically for collectors and has that mirror-like finish that proof coins are known for. But within the proof coins, there's a rare variation known as the Type 2 proof. In 1981, the San Francisco Mint used 2 different types of mint marks. Type 1 had a blurry, blob-like S, while Type 2 featured a clear and sharp S mint mark. The Type 2 version is scarcer and much more valuable. Segment 4A. What a 1981 penny can actually be worth. So how much can a 1981 penny actually be worth? A regular 1981 penny from circulation is usually worth just face value 1 cent, but if it's in uncirculated condition or graded MS-67 or higher, its value can jump. Some high-grade examples have sold for between $50 and a few $100s. Now if you've got a proof 1981s penny and it's the rare Type 2 version, things get more interesting. In perfect PR70 deep cameo condition, these coins have sold for over $2,000. That's already a huge jump from face value. And if you've got a 1981 penny with a serious mint error or one of the top graded examples known to exist, you could be looking at a 5-figure coin or higher. So while 1.5 million might be a stretch, there is real money in these coins if you know what to look for. Segment 5A: How to spot a valuable 1981 penny. Here's what you can do right now. First, pull out your 1981 pennies and separate them by mint mark. Look for no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Next, check the S mint coins to see if they're proof coins. These should have a mirror-like surface and sharp details. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to check the S mint mark. If it looks sharp and well-defined, you might have the valuable Type 2. Now, check for any signs of doubling on the date or letters. Any unusual features, off-center strikes, or odd textures could be signs of a mint error. If your coin looks promising, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A coin that's authenticated, graded, and certified as a rare variety is going to bring a much higher price if you ever decide to sell. Segment 6A: Final thoughts. So is the 1981 Lincoln penny really worth $1.5 million? Most likely not. But does that mean your 1981 penny isn't valuable? Not at all. Between rare proof varieties, double die errors, high grades, and the historical significance of being one of the last full copper pennies, there are real opportunities to find value in this coin. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and some of them are worth far more than face value. You just have to know where to look, what to check, and when to hold on to something special. Wrap up. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new or just love the thrill of finding treasure in everyday change, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I've got more coin videos coming your way, from rare finds to hidden gems you can discover at home. Got a 1981 penny or another coin you think might be valuable? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy hunting. Production. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're unlocking the mystery behind the 1971s Lincoln penny. You may have seen headlines or viral posts claiming one of these little copper coins sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Is it real? Is it clickbait? What's the story behind the 1971s penny? And could you have a hidden fortune in your coin jar right now? Stick around, because in this video, we're breaking down the history, the facts, and the collector's secrets that could turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary payday. Segment 1A: A quick history of the 1971s Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The 1971 Lincoln penny features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, or obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design had been in place since 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and replacing the wheat ears that appeared on earlier pennies. Now the S mint mark on the 1971s penny means it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint produced two types of Lincoln pennies, one for general circulation, and another group that were proof coins made specifically for collectors. These proof coins were carefully struck using polished dies and are known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. The 1971s proof penny was not released into general circulation, which is important to understand when we start talking about value. Segment 2A: The $1.4 million claim. Real or rumor? Now let's get to the juicy part. Where did the claim come from that a 1971s Lincoln penny sold for $1.4 million? Like many stories in the coin world, This one likely started with a mix of truth and internet hype. There have been a few extremely rare Lincoln pennies from other years that have sold for huge amounts. Coins like the 1943 copper cent or the 1909 SVDB penny have crossed the six-figure mark, but as of now, there is no official auction record confirming that a 1971 S penny sold for $1.4 million. That doesn't mean 1971 S pennies can't be valuable. Some rare varieties and minting errors from this year are highly sought after by collectors, and when combined with the perfect grade in high demand, the price can get surprisingly high. Segment 3A: What actually makes the 1971 S penny valuable? So what's really valuable about the 1971 S penny? 2 words: proof errors. Most 1971 S pennies are proof coins, made for collectors, not for circulation. But occasionally, mistakes happen during the minting process. One of the most famous examples is the 1971 S double die obverse. This is a rare error where the design on the front of the coin was struck twice slightly out of alignment, creating a visible doubling effect in the lettering and numbers. It's most noticeable in the word Liberty, the date 1971, and the phrase "In God We Trust." These doubling errors are highly collectible and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the grade. In fact, a 1971 S double die penny in proof condition with a perfect PR69 grade has sold for over $10,000 at auction. That's no joke. Another thing to look for is a cameo or a deep cameo finish. These are designations given to proof coins that have strong contrast between the frosted image and the mirror-like background. Deep cameo coins, especially in high grades, always bring in higher prices. Segment 4A: How rare is the 1971 S double die? The double die variety from 1971 is considered one of the top modern proof penny errors, but it's rare. Out of the millions of proof pennies made that year, only a small number have been confirmed to have the doubling. And it gets better. Most collectors believe there are still undiscovered examples out there, hiding in proof sets or passed down through families without anyone realizing what they have. That's why now is the perfect time to check any 1971 proof sets you might own, or even buy a few and search for yourself. Segment 5A: What to look for in your 1971 S penny. If you have a 1971 S penny and want to know if it's worth more than 1 cent, here's what you should do. First, check if it's a proof coin. Proof coins will have a mirror-like finish and sharper detail than regular circulation coins. Next, grab a magnifying glass and examine the obverse. Look closely at the lettering in Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the numbers in the date. If any of the letters or numbers appear doubled or have a shadow-like outline, you could have a double die. Then, check the contrast on the coin. If Lincoln's portrait looks frosted and the background is shiny like a mirror, you might have a cameo or a deep cameo. The deeper the contrast and the higher the grade, the higher the value. Finally, consider sending it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin with the rare variety and high grade can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Segment 6A: Final thoughts. So, is the 1971 S Lincoln penny worth $1.4 million? Probably not, at least not yet. But is it possible that a rare error or a perfect grade version could fetch tens of thousands or more in the future? Absolutely. That's the beauty of coin collecting. What looks like pocket change to one person could be a hidden gem to another, especially with proof coins, rare errors, and low population grades. There is real money to be made and real history to be discovered. Wrap up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare pennies, valuable coins, and how to spot treasure in your change, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Got a 1971 S penny or coin you're curious about? Drop a comment below. I love hearing from you and might even feature your find in a future episode. Until next time, keep your eyes open, keep learning, and happy coin hunting. Script with pacing breaks. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're diving deep into the story behind the 2060 Lincoln penny. You may have seen headlines or viral posts claiming this small copper coin is worth over $1 million. Is it true? What makes it so special? And should you be checking your pocket change right now? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. Segment 1A: a quick look at the 2060 Lincoln Penny. The 2060 Lincoln Penny was minted in Denver, which is what the D stands for. It features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This reverse design was used from 1959 all the way until 2008. In 2006 alone, the Denver Mint struck over 3.6 billion of these coins. That's billion with a B. So on the surface, it looks like just another ordinary penny. But as collectors know, rarity and condition are everything, and when something strange shows up in a coin run, the value can skyrocket. Segment 2A: why people are talking about a $1.1 million penny. Here's where it gets interesting. Rumors of a 2060 Lincoln penny selling for $1.1 million spread online after reports of a rarer coin turning up in private auctions. According to the stories, a penny with an extremely rare mint error and in pristine condition was appraised at over $1 million due to its one-of-a-kind nature. But here's the truth: there is no verified auction record of a 2006 penny selling for $1.1 million. What likely happened is a combination of hype, clickbait, and confusion with other rare pennies like the 1943 copper penny, which actually has sold for hundreds of thousands, and even over $1 million. That said, there are rare versions of the 2060 penny that can be worth serious money, just not quite in the $1 million range. Segment 3A: real value of 2060 Lincoln pennies. So what's the real deal with 2060 pennies? Most are worth just face value at 1 cent. However, if you've got one in brilliant uncirculated condition or a high mint state grade, say MS67 or MS68, it could fetch anywhere from $5 to $200 from collectors. Now here's where it gets interesting. There are a few known error coins from this era, some with doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. These error coins can sell for a few $100s or more, depending on the type and severity of the mistake. Combine that with the high grade, and you could easily be looking at $1,000 or more. Segment 4A: what to look for in your change. If you want to know if your 2006 penny is worth more than a cent, here's what to look for. First, check the overall condition. If it looks brand new with a strong strike, little to no marks, and a sharp shine, it might be worth grading. Second, inspect it for errors. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers, off-center design elements, or weird marks that suggest a minting flaw. And third, weigh the coin. A standard 2006 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs significantly more or less, it could be an off-metal error, which is extremely rare and extremely valuable. Segment 5A: final verdict. So, is the 2060 Lincoln penny really worth $1.1 million? The short answer is no, and not unless there's a once-in-a-lifetime error that no one has ever seen before. But that doesn't mean your penny is worthless. With the right error, high grade, and some collector luck, it could still be worth a small fortune, hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Wrap up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want more content on rare coins, valuable finds, and what to watch for in your spare change, hit that like button and subscribe. And hey, if you've found a strange 2006 penny or any coin you think might be valuable, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. See you next time. Want me to add timestamps or turn this into a downloadable PDF for your channel? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your change drawer or lying unnoticed in your pocket. The 1998 Lincoln penny. You may have seen posts and videos claiming one of those coins sold for over $1 million. That's right, a single cent supposedly worth $1.2 million. Sounds insane, right? But is there any truth to that? Let's dig in and uncover the real story behind the 1998 penny, how much it could actually be worth, and what you should be looking out for. Segment 1: the history of the 1998 Lincoln penny. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American currency since 1909. introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The front of the coin features Lincoln's profile, while the reverse, from 1959 until 2008, displayed the Lincoln Memorial. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of these pennies, over 5 billion. In fact, they were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and most of them were ordinary circulation coins, nothing special. But, like in many years of coin production, a few unusual pieces slipped through the cracks. And that's where the story gets interesting. Segment 2: the $1.2 million rumor. Now let's talk about that crazy number, $1.2 million. Why are people saying a 1998 penny is worth that much? This rumor took off online, with videos and articles claiming someone discovered a rare coin from 1998 that fetched over $1 million at auction. But here's the reality. There is currently no verified auction or documented sale of a 1998 Lincoln penny selling for $1.2 million. That figure likely comes from internet hype, possibly mixed with confusion about other rare pennies like the 1943 copper cent or the 1909 SBDB penny, both of which have sold for massive amounts. Still, while the $1.2 million 1998 penny hasn't been confirmed, there are definitely some 1998 pennies out there worth far more than 1 cent. And if you're lucky enough to find the right one, you could be holding a small fortune. Segment 3: the valuable 1998 wide AM error. Here's the real star of the show, the 1998 Lincoln penny with the wide AM reverse. This is one of the most famous modern penny errors, and it's what most serious collectors are searching for when they talk about rare 1998 cents. So what's the wide AM? In most 1998 pennies, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are almost touching. But on the wide AM variety, there's a noticeable space between them. This happened because the mint accidentally used the proof coin die on a small number of circulation pennies. Only a few of these wide AM coins made it out into the wild, and they're now considered rare collector's items. If you find a 1998 wide AM penny in great condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In top mint state grades, examples have sold for over $5,000. That's a pretty solid return on a single cent. Segment 4: other valuable errors in 1998 pennies. Besides the wide AM, there are a few other things that can add serious value to a 1998 Lincoln penny. Double die errors are always worth checking for. This is when the design is struck twice by the die, creating a doubled appearance in the lettering or date. These can be subtle, so a magnifying glass or a coin loop is your best friend. Also look out for off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing elements. Coins with unusual weight or metallic composition can sometimes slip through too, and those rare errors can command thousands from collectors. It's all about finding the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand. Segment 5: how to check your 1998 pennies. If you want to know whether your 1998 penny is a jackpot coin, here's what to do. First, flip the coin and look at the word America on the back. Compare the spacing between the A and the M. If there's a clear gap, you might have a wide AM. Second, check the condition. A coin in uncirculated or mint state condition is always going to be worth more. If your penny looks shiny, sharp, and free of scratches or wear, it's worth taking a closer look. Third, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and if it's a rare variety, certify its value. This is especially worth doing if your coin looks like it might be a wide AM or shows any type of striking error. Segment 6: final thoughts. So is a 1998 Lincoln penny really worth $1.2 million? Probably not, at least not yet. But that doesn't mean your 1998 penny isn't worth checking. With the right error, the right condition, and a little luck, you could easily have a penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key is knowing what to look for and being patient. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and rare finds still happen every day. Wrap up. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, Hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin videos just like this one. Got a 1998 penny you think might be special? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've found and maybe even feature your coin in a future video. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy hunting. Shorts.